Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Threat of the Scarlet Halls. I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunization.
I'm Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag.
This is episode 43? 43,
43, baby!
43. Do not relent. We're doing it. What, only 9 more till we have a full year's worth?
Yep,
Then,
we're on the home stretch. And then I'm going to get in a car wreck in Brazil like Left Eye Lopez, and our legacy will be over.
Okay, I mean, we'll go on without you, just like TLC did, right? That happened, right?
Yep, if there's anything TLC has done, it's had any semblance of a career after Left Eye.
Hey, I think their theme song is still used for the current incarnation of all that, right?
Yeah, it's the same song, yeah, but I guess that's something. Their legacy lives on and all that.
I'm sure Chili is like a very good aunt. I fucking know T-Boz is in jail. She was too legit to quit.
She'd fuck you up. Speaking of fucking you up, the Warcraft team, they fixed the fireworks PvP toy. They fixed it.
I was just listening to that episode 17, one for blowing, one for showing, today.
Oh, that's a classic. It's a classic.
And you called for a boycott of the toy. So I'm glad to think, what is that? 5 months later, they've gone and fixed it.
You know, Blizzard finally got around to listening to some of our back catalog and realized that this needed to change. So thanks, Blizz.
Be the change you want to be. Be able to use your fireworks over the corpse of a dirty orc who's camping poor low levels in Brewfest in Ironforge. He was just destroying people who were on their rams.
I don't even understand. Like, Brewfest is supposed to be a fun time, but then these terrorists have to come and make everything problematic for everyone.
They're just upset because their Brewfest has the screaming goblins, and everyone knows that no one enjoys themselves over there.
Oh my god, wait, speaking of the screaming goblins, I haven't heard the classic dwarven version of like them laughing and singing and drinking in the Keranos version.
That's very true. I pulled it up for last week's Growl on the Prowl, and I was like, do they even do this anymore?
And it's got to be bugged because when me and Immune were doing some Brewfest achievements, I took them out to the Brewfests in like the other areas, and the songs were playing in other areas. So I think it's just the Keranos one's not playing its proper music, which is real fucking sad.
That is like the one, though.
I think overall Blizzard is just trying to nerf Brewfest a little bit. Maybe they don't want people to become alcoholics like me.
Well, they added the water guy, right? Aqueous or Aquifer or something?
Sobrietus.
My favorite 17th century priest, Sobrietus. What a name.
I've seen him. He just shoots waters at NPCs, and they're like, thank you. And he was like, all fun must have a limit. And then he scoots away.
Where does he hang out near? Like, I haven't seen him, I don't think.
He's just doing a circuit around the middle of the Keranos Brewfest. I've seen him every time, but I've only ever seen him engage with people like twice.
I don't know if I've ever noticed him.
Poor Sobrietus. When people need him, he's nowhere to be found. But when you don't need him, he's not there. Does that make sense?
I'm pretty familiar with him because I like to show up to Brewfest to do the whatever is invading at that moment thing. But I'm always like 5 minutes early, so it's me and just 3 other Johnny-come-latelys like, so, how's work, sport? As we're just like waiting for the Dark Irons or the Hosen or someone to show up.
Oh, I'm always the person that just rolls up after it's already done, but for some reason I still get credit and some Brewfest coins. So, hey.
Yeah, I've walked up to so many statues, Hosen statues. I'm like, yes, quest completed. Turn into the bartender, get your coins. It's like, yeah, I didn't do nothing. Aaron, what'd you do in WoW this week?
WoW this week for me was a real smorgasbord. I completed my neck to the extent that it actually matters.
What about
I got
your
to
back?
67. Back is 445, so that's pretty good. Pussy and or crack, I don't have the stats for yet, but I feel like I should be working on those soon.
Perfect.
But other than that, I was like, well, Growlina's doing her thing. Let me try an alt for a day. So I played on Booty ATW for a day, and I was like, that's neat. What is my gal pal up to? So I started doing horde quests.
Boo.
I
How
know,
hard
it's
did you get?
gross. I beat 2. I just started Zoldazar. Wowzer Zowzer, I know it was said years ago when Old Year was current, but that's so much good backstory that we never really even got a real equal version of. What we learned of the lore definitely did not go into Crucible of the Storm.
I feel like they get a full ass raid tier, and then we get a mini like 2 boss thing like people forget it even exists.
But then I ended my day with playing on Randleman, trying to get him some levels. And I'm like, wow, the questing experience in Wrath was a lot different. Even though that was, air quotes, the greatest generation, they were still suffering from the kill 20 Bobcat syndrome.
Wait, which character is Randleman again? Is that your druid?
It is the Kultiran Shaman.
I was like, don't you fucking say shaman. You know that's fucking wrong.
I know it's wrong, even though it's like there's a poster in Blizzard HQ of just Chris Metzen frowning at everyone, like, pronounce it shaman, darn it. But it was a wet and wild time. Don't really know what I'm going to follow up on, but I have a lot of irons in the fire. Speaking of which, Immune, what did you do this week in WoW?
Well, I didn't have too much time to play WoW because Slider and I went to Florida for most of the weekend and it kind of threw everything off.
For the nation's largest gun range,
Oh yeah, you know it. I was firing all those guns up into the air.
they used to have a bunch of billboards next to my apartment when I lived in Florida. It was amazing. I'm kicking myself that I never went to fire guns, I guess.
You know, it's never too late to go back.
I guess for clarity's sake, I will say that we became those Disney gays and went to Disney. But in WoW, I did some more Brewfest. I grinded out some coins, so I was faced with a decision. I was like, do I want to spend this 200 coins on the Hearthstone or the Tabard, or put it towards some T-Mog that I can use to get that last achievement that I haven't gotten yet? I decided to go with the Hearthstone, so that's my first one. I think maybe I will have enough coins by the end of the thing to get one more big thing. So I'll need to have another decision in like a week.
Yeah, your options are what at that point? Tabard, barbecue grill toy.
Ooh, I feel like I could also get that grain crown, which is pretty cool. But it's also only available during Brewfest, so I don't know if I really want to spend 200 on that. Although I do think that eventually we'll be able to wear these things all the time, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Except that, okay, mini rant, the dress is only red and none of the hats are red. So I'm over here with a red dress and a purple hat. Thanks, Blizz.
That shit don't match.
That shit don't match.
But yeah, other than Brewfest things, I just did all my normal things, got my islands out of the way, did some Mythic Plus, Concapt, etc. A lot of WoW in a short period of time, so hopefully I'll have more time to play this week. How about you, Slide? What'd you do this week?
I have been balls deep in jelly in Stormsong Valley. So much jelly.
As opposed to your real life where you're just balls deep in jelly in your living room.
That's me. I have been farming these little thin jellies, royal jellies, rich jellies all day. I am now halfway to revered with the rep, so things are going pretty quickly.
Do you have the goggles?
No, not yet. So I'm halfway to being revered.
Yeah, I think when you get revered, you get the goggles, right? Or you can buy the goggles.
Yeah, at revered you can track the nodes, and that's gonna be so great because I had to turn my settings down to 1, like I said last week, and it's just I'm riding around this low poly world looking for these stupid yellow cubes. It's kind of annoying, but also kind of relaxing. So that's kind of good, I guess.
Yeah, it's something good to do while you watch something in the background, right?
Oh yeah, I've been watching so much stuff. I just want this goddamn beam mount, and but I don't get people are flying around on the beam mount, picking up honeycombs and still doing like the bee events. I'm like, what are you doing? You have the beam mount. You're free. You're free. Go.
It's just the love of the game. They just love picking up honeycombs. They're like, I did it for so long. This is my life now.
At that point, are they grinding out bee paragon bags? Is that a thing?
Oh, you know what they're doing? They're fucking selling it. They're selling on the auction house.
Oh.
And I'm buying it.
Oh, bitch, you better. That shit's expensive. Are you really?
No, I went over there to look at the bees today, and I couldn't even figure out how to start it. I saw Barry, I saw Ansel, neither wanted to talk to me, so I was like, I guess I'll go.
Did you get the bee pet?
I did not get the bee pet, so that is the first thing I will do once I serious myself up.
Yeah, you need to have Bumbles the bee pet in order to start the chain.
Yo, get this. Turns out you don't only need Bumbles to be pet. You can also buy a Sea Breeze Bumblebee for some pet tokens, and apparently that counts the same as Bumbles a Bumblebee.
Oh,
That's
so that
probably
might...
what I'll be doing.
Yeah, that's the easier way probably. I mean, because I have a bunch of pet tokens I don't know what to do with, so maybe I'll do it just to have another pet.
But that's seriously all that I've done since I got back from Florida. I've just been farming jellies for about, I don't know, 7 hours, 6 hours today. It's my life. I guess we can talk about our raid progress. Let's see. Nothing. A big fat nothing.
I mean, well, because we've did it, so at this point it's just extra credit, and yeah, you would think that we'd be able to just continue to beat it, but nope.
Nope.
Yeah, it was so painful to just wipe after wipe after wipe to Ajara after we had already beaten her, and it just didn't feel good at all.
Well, we came in with a different crew. We had different people who haven't seen the fight before, who clearly didn't know where to stand. It's people are really afraid to charge those wards, and then we die to it. Meh.
Yeah, hopefully we have more success this week.
And our eternal protector, who made sure to tell us which wards to charge incorrectly's mic wasn't working. So that was a bad thing too.
Before, when her mic was working, we at least knew that we were supposed to go to one of them.
More often than not, it would not be the one that was called out, but it would keep us on our toes.
She was doing so good, and then like her accuracy went to like 20%. He's like, no, wait, wrong ward. Charge triangle, not circle. And I'm like, bitch, it's too late. We're dead.
But yeah, while we are already talking about raid, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull a really early time warp.
Whoop, 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 early.
No way! I can't for a shot.
Let me crack open my... Oh, already cracked open.
Okay, so time warp. I pulled time warp, and these two boys will have 40 seconds to name as many responses to my trivia question as possible. And this week's topic is a raid, and it is a particular raid, the raid that all of us first raided. Our very first raiding experience, I would say. And for us, that is none other than Hellfire Citadel, because we are Draenor Darlings.
Darlings.
So, I'm going to give them 40 seconds to name as many of the encounters as possible in that raid. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Yes.
Get set. Go.
Hellfire Assault.
Archimind.
Iron
Archimind.
Reaver, I think it's called. Mag. No, not Magtheridon. Oh my god, he's big. He's the same guy. Fuck. Socrathar, the Soul Keeper, the Soul something. It's Reinhardt. Bird guy. Iskar, the Birdman. Airakoa. Hellfire Assault. Iron Reaver. Kilrog. Ooh, the guy whose tummy, his tummy. You go in his tummy. He eats you. Gorefang. Gorefiend. Let's see, what else we got? Aaron, you alive?
I know none of them, so I just sat there and drank. I said,
Well-
I know Archimon's at the end, and I know Hellfire Assault's at the beginning. I said Archimon, once you had Hellfire Assault, I just put the microphone down and began drinking.
I was like, is it broken? Did his internet drop?
I was so upset though because I still had my headphones in, and you were like guy in the tummy, and I was like mid drink, like that's Gorfine, but like as by the time I picked up the microphone, you had said it, so it's like back to chugging.
Well, I will give you credit. You got Archimond, so that's 1 point for Aaron, and Slide got 6 of them. There is a combined 13 different encounters you can name, but I guess right now is kind of a landslide. So Slide wins. He will get time warp next week, and Aaron has to drink, which I guess he had already conceded to doing. So
Boy, oh boy, here comes the shot.
Wait, who did I miss? I'm trying to think. I know there's the one Draenei lady, or sorry, Aerodar lady. Oh boy.
Not
Then there's
fun.
There's the big green and purple swirly Voidfell guy.
okay, so here we go.
Zulrock?
So the 13 encounters are Hellfire Assault, Iron Reaver, Hellfire High Council, Cormrock, Kilrog Deadeye, Gorefiend, Sacrifice the Eternal, Tyrant Vilhari, Shadow Lord Iskar, Zul Harak, Fel Lord Zakoon, Manaroth, and Archimunde.
Manaroth, that was his name. God, I just saw a big, ugly reptile boy. Also, yeah, Aaron, how dare you call him Archimon and not Archimunde?
Oh God, I'm dying over here. How could I? Also, like RTRT, I think when we used to do that, which was the infamous raid where people would whisper you to make me leave, I saw Hellfire Council, and that was as far as I ever made it.
Wait, really? No, that can't be true.
No, I mean that is the Ghost in the Shell guy in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Ghost in
And
the
then
Shell.
someone has to hop. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
I made it to
Sakrathar the
him
Eternal,
once or
I think.
twice.
Remember how his voice is literally just Reinhardt? It's just Reinhardt's voice. It's like it's the same exact one.
But it was never progression like, oh, let's get up to there. It was like I would accidentally drop into a pug who was there. If we
Oh.
were doing progression, I would only ever make it to Iron Reaver and then get booted.
Honestly, I'm still really upset at Sakrathar. I never got the hand tier set for my paladin from him, and it haunts me to this day. So thanks.
Is this
We could probably
soloable
go
now?
in there and just beat him up now.
We probably could. What'd you say, Immune?
Is it solo now? Like, can you solo this?
Yes, I believe now you can. Hellfire Assault used to be a huge issue where it was really hard for someone to solo, but I think they recently have decreased the health on the door so you can get it really easy peasy.
Nice.
Nice!
Maybe I'll do that to remind myself of all those bosses.
I feel like the three of us could definitely trio Mythic easily.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
The only problem you would have is Hellfire Assault. You know how there's two cannons you have to defend, and you literally, some classes could not be at both ends at the same time. It was impossible. Hey, guess what?
What?
Why?
They're buffing arcane mages. Can you believe it?
Oh boy,
Korra
That's
Ghost's
sure
coming
great
back, fam.
for- Yeah, for immune.
I might dibble dabble if it's strong enough. Turns out they're getting an 8% damage increase to all abilities. That's right, all of them. Jesus
wow,
Christ.
it was literally just like no one's playing them. Buff them.
So it's just like a blanket increase of overall 8% damage. How far down the charts were they that they needed to just give it an overall 8% increase?
They were doing pretty. I mean, no one plays them. I don't remember the last time I've seen an arcane mage. I saw one today in World PvP, but it wasn't even World PvP. It was just the B stuff. He was farming B stuff using arcane missiles. That was it. So maybe I'll dibble dabble back in that, because when I was trying it at the beginning of Daza, it was really fun. It felt like I wasn't doing any damage.
In an earlier episode, you said, "quote I feel like a turret, and I'm never ever gonna stop." And
Well,
then I think the next
spoiler.
episode you talked about doing an ice bolt, so you stopped.
Sounds about right.
So last week we said that we would tie up any loose ends this week on 8.2.5, and we found out that there were a few things we forgot to talk about. One of them being the fact that the Sylvanas loyalists have a whole storyline like before the cinematic even happens that we didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I thought the whole loyalist thing was not that it didn't matter, but I thought it was just who you essentially get your quest from, and then you would get maybe a different item at the end. Like I remember at an earlier iteration, you get like either the cloak of orc loyalty or like the bracers of slippery ghostiness.
Yeah, so more so than just like individual like flavor text or like rewards, as Aaron was saying, this is a whole other storyline. They're actually doing the opposite storyline and questing of what the Sourfang Rebellion and Alliance are doing.
It's crazy because it really makes it seem like they're gonna do a faction shakeup. I just don't understand how they can do that, because there's so many like mechanics and stuff you have to think about and worry about, because this literally has people of the Horde killing other people of the Horde or putting them in chains.
Who is in chains?
You need to help him. He's in chains.
Chains. Apparently, so as a loyalist, you literally walk up to Etrig and you say, "You were seen meeting with Saurfang in secret." And then he's like, "Oh fuck, here we go." He says, "So Sylvanas knows where I stand. Good, I tire of deceit. She is driven by something dark, and I will draw blood for her no longer." And then Etrig tries to fucking Jedi mind trick you. He goes, "I plan to join Saurfang's army outside the gates. Will you come with me?" It's like, whoa.
So can you choose to go with him at that point or no?
No, and that would have been so cool. And I think they actually probably should have had the option there because I feel like if you sign on to be a Sylvanas loyalist, boy, you really fucking gave her your soul, huh? Like, you signed it over. Because like, the two options are never traitor or this is madness. We must leave Orgrimmar at once. So that one, I guess that one could be seen as a second option, but
So I don't know because I have not gotten to that point in my own Horde playthrough. When you sign up at an earlier junction to choose one or the other, can you choose each individual time? Or the first time she asks you to rat on Sourfang, are you stuck being her stooge forever?
Yeah, I think that's the point where you're stuck forever. Because I think you talk to Zakan and it kind of like, it gives you like one of those, this decision is final. Any choices you make will be affected and you may get not what you want or like you might not receive the rewards for certain things. So they give you a big fat warning before you agree to this.
I see.
But that was like forever ago, before we knew that she was gonna fight and kill Sarfang and Makarao or shout "fuck you guys."
It was kind of like a like middle choice back when they originally posed it. Like it's like I could go for either one. Yet now there is clearly a correct side.
So weird. So yeah, I guess I really only know what happens if you say never traitor. I don't know what happens if you say this is madness. We must leave at once. But when you say never traitor, basically Sylvanas or Eitrig just goes, there's a difference between loyalty and blind obedience. I am done following the Banshee's orders. And then your quest objective is deal with this traitor. And you and Eitrig fucking throw hands immediately.
So you have to fight him.
Yeah,
you would think he would just murder you, considering he's like this super ultimate warrior and you're like some guy.
Yeah, you would think he would just wreck you. The video that I watched, the lady who was fighting him, she was getting wrecked. Her health got red a couple times. So maybe he is super strong. But you basically defeat him in combat and then you lock him in chains and parade him around Orgrimmar as people spit on him.
Eitrig in chains.
He's falling. That's awful, though. Especially since afterwards, you get so many people of Orgrimmar like, I would never follow her orders. Or like, I never believed in her. But like 15 minutes prior, they're like, yeah, fuck you for betraying our Dark Lady.
So what ultimately happens to Eitrig then?
I have no idea. You bring him to Nathanos and Sylvanas. Nathanos just says, the war chief has long suspected that this traitor lacks the necessary resolve. You, on the other hand, you understand. And then that's it. I don't know what happens to Eitrig. Because then Nathanos breaks out into this spiel about what the plan's going to be for dealing with the Horde who aren't siding with Sylvanas. The fools who follow Sarfang have grown bold enough to launch a direct assault. We cannot allow these pests to swarm before our gates. Our operatives are collapsing the pass between Razor Hill and Orgrimmar as we speak. Sarfang's treasonous forces will be cut in half. Your task is to sneak into their ranks and sabotage their siege engines. Wear this disguise, but know it will not hold up under close examination. Slay anyone who discovers you. So you're fucking going on this fucking undercover mission to kill your fellow Horde members.
Yeah, and then you literally plant
Trash.
the bomb boxes by all the tanks that on the Alliance side and the Sourfang Horde side you have to remove.
Even more so, you become the suspicious engineer or closeted loyalist that you have to kill, not or 8 of.
It's so interesting, and I just don't understand why they didn't give Alliance a cool choice like this. Why couldn't we have a story split that also culminated here? Like, maybe we were mad at Anduin for not sending troops to help Tyrande or something. They could have easily mirrored this and something cool on our side too.
I'll still say, if the choice was go with Anduin for this joint peace venture, or just kill like 50 more Horde in the woods with the Night Elves, I'd set my prejudices aside. I'd hang out with the Night Elves to kill.
I think a lot of people would do that. I think I would have for sure stuck with Tyrande and fucking just murdered Horde and Ashenvale over and over again. What would Immune have done? Just prayed?
You know, I don't know. I probably would side with Tyrande
Like
because I genuinely really like her, so.
That's surprising, honestly. I mean, I guess for you it's between two priests, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's like all my priest fam. I'm like, which seat do I take?
Which seat do I take?
Also, this was not in the schedule, but I'm going to bust my way in here.
Whoa!
Wow! with the Swift Claws, which are Gen's personal group of defenders, I think we saw the Worgen heritage armor.
Wait, do you
And this,
actually believe it?
I think that's what it's gonna be, because I looked around and that's not stuff that I've seen before.
Uh-oh.
And if that is, it's very underwhelming.
Do you have
Maybe-
a picture of this that we can post and also that I could look at because I forget what they looked like?
Yes, I will. You will receive it on pod in real time.
Whoa! Set those timers, folks. Here we go.
Okay,
Whoa,
so
I just sent it. Did you get it?
I
wow.
want to say that we are reintroducing a temporary segment here where we are going to have a possible heritage armor review.
Okay. Oh God. There's no way this could be the hair. It can't be. It can't be, Aaron. There's no way.
They were all wearing it.
Okay, so for the listener's sake right now, we will post this as well. But this is a female Worgen, and she's basically topless. That's just like her base, like, bra, right?
Yeah, which admittedly I'm there for.
That's the one part you
If she
agree
didn't
with.
have a shirt, I'd be there for it.
Okay, but then she has like these like really basic like you get these as the first drop in Draenor shoulders.
Yeah, I was gonna say
If
those are
even.
like Northrend shoulders. I'm pretty sure.
I was about to say that is Borean tundra ass shoulders.
And then you have this little like kitty cat face belt that does not match any other part of it.
She's definitely decked out in like an entire Lich King ensemble. I think you're okay, Aaron. I don't think this will be the heritage armor. I'm pretty sure. I hope not.
All I know is that it's like furry. It's got claws embedded in it. It would not surprise me if this was what they went with, because it would be weird if they would give them Wrath era stuff, because they're not even Wrath era characters.
Can we discuss how she has to have the claws on her already Worgen clawed hand? She's wearing a fist weapon. That doesn't make any sense. Why?
I commend Blizzard for trying with that one, but yeah, it's always just been silly.
Yeah.
Especially because they don't actually fight. So like you can have them just sit there with their like empty hands out.
I'm just gonna say it. This is a really big boot.
That's a huge boot. Get that shit out of here.
That's an enormous boot, and my heart was lowered by infinity levels when I had to go talk to Gen. And I saw all of these losers, and I was like, I'm not one of you, I'm not one of you. As they all turned to me simultaneously, and they were like, just give it a few months, Growlina. You'll be in this outfit too.
I mean, like, also, I feel like if I were Growlina, I would be personally offended that I was not chosen to be part of Gen's elite guard.
Trust me, it keeps her up day and night.
I have not stopped thinking about what the armor's gonna be. And I know we talked about this like 4 times already, but I just don't know what it's gonna be for the armor for Worgen. Because we already have a nice dapper outfit in the game. They can't use that same model. It's gotta be a whole new nice hat.
My money is still on aristocratic clothes with a bunch of like vines and skulls on it to be like, oh, we're Gilneans who had to patch our coats with Kalimdor bullshit.
I think it'll be some kind of like fancy Gilnean themed armor set of some kind as well, but I don't know what that would be really. But it would probably have the Gilnean crest on it.
I just keep thinking of normal dwarf armor, which is more cool than that, but I would say is that levels of like it's simple, it's honest.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Not for me. No, I don't like it.
I don't want that.
Give me cheeseburger.
No. We've been talking so much about the Worgen and what Growlina would think. I think it's time for her to sound off. Growl, what you about out there? Good evening, listeners. It's your girl coming to you live from the fields of Stormsong as we catch the buzz about everyone's new quest, the hunt for the bee mount. So, Ratcliffe, how long have you been on this quest? Since it launched. I've been looking for that damn necklace, knocking away at it every day, but I haven't found it yet. So,
How many honey puddles have you killed in this pursuit?
I don't know. Hundreds. Maybe 1,000. I just keep running around, but I can't seem to find it.
It can be tricky to find, with its low drop rate and being a trash item.
It's a trash item? I thought it was a quest one.
Yeah, it's not a golden quest item. I sure hope you didn't accidentally sell it or anything.
Damn it. Damn it. No!
Well, while Rhett has his miniature breakdown over there, I'll send it back to the boys in Borealis.
Arr!
Hey, it's me, Growlina's cousin, Mabel.
Hey, Mabel.
Mabel, I told you to stop coming to the studio. You're drunk. You have a problem.
I'll show you my tits for 2 gold.
No, they're worth so much more than that, Mabel. Don't lower yourself. We'll start the
Wait.
makeup.
What?
Wait, do Worgen only have 2 titties? Because technically they should have
Worgans
6.
only have 2. Yeah, Worgans only have 2 titties because that would be a nightmare to put 3 bras on them.
What if they have nipples that just aren't like
Same thing with the Tauren.
boobified? You know what I mean?
I feel like they would still have to censor them in some way.
They're just hiding below the fur.
Well, whatever you said, Growlina, I think so as well. Humph.
So, another thing that we did not mention last week is that there has been kind of a in-game event that happens every half hour or so in Orgrimmar, where Thrall and Overlord Giara kind of cross paths, which I believe this is the first time that this happens, right?
I think Thrall might have encountered her.
I too wondered this. I looked it up. Thrall has met her in Draenor, but he never, he was just like, I'm Thrall. I'm an orc guy. And he never talked about the fact that, he was hanging out with his daddy and Rule 36 him.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this when we decided that we were going to talk about this on the pod. She is basically AU version of him, right?
Right, because she is instead
Yes.
of having a son, Durotan and Lady Durotan. Draka. Oh, so sorry.
Draka.
They had Gayara and gave her a terrible name. Oh my god.
Draka.
She's gonna she's gonna cut open her nipple and let you suckle from it, Draka.
Draka.
But what's interesting to me is that Overlord Giara calls Thrall by his actual name.
Yeah, she calls him Goel. I really wish that there was more interaction, not just Goel and Gayara. Come on, have them do something. Because that's really cool and crazy. Because, yeah, technically, DNA-wise, they're straight-up siblings, right? They are.
Yeah. Siblings, twins, something? I don't know.
Oh, God.
Literally the same person.
Just one's got a boob and some vajingos, and the other's got a dick and balls.
And the other one's Gira.
But yeah, I just think it's a cool interaction that they put into the game. I don't know if there's really too much to it other than the fact that I thought it was cool that they met.
I'm very surprised that Gayara flipped on Sylvanas, because she seemed that she was one of the biggest alliances that Sylvanas had. It was the Maghar and the goblins and the undead, right?
Yeah, remind me
Maghar,
again.
Goblins, Undead, and then it was just everyone who was new.
Yeah.
The Nightborn and the High Mountain Tauren as well were she's neat.
Remind me again why she and the Maghar in particular decided to align with Sylvanas so adamantly.
There was some reason, something about she just liked how she did business. I think
It's just big, stupid orc commitment to the war chief. I read that. They're like, we are for the Horde. If you lead it, we're for you. And then the only reason she's sour about her is because she's cut that promo and said, fuck the Horde. And so, according to her speech before she talks to Thrall, it's like, we followed Sylvanas, but no longer. She doesn't like the Horde. Well, we don't like her.
Well, I'll give her one thing. At least she listened to that promo, and I think she's a mark.
She is the biggest believer.
I can't believe how bad Sylvanas bungled that promo. Like, she lost so many fans with, like, 2 sentences. Like, that's all it took.
And there's no AoE to run to.
You know it's bad when you are the bad guy, but you can still cut a heel promo and, like, have a heel turn.
You know what they say. Tomato, tomato.
I just hope Nathanis is doing okay.
Why?
So on topic with that, we can like kind of go into that as well. The actual cinematic of Nathanos dramatically walking away from Sylvanas after the loyalist cutscene.
I honestly didn't really have much. I just really wanted to harp on AliFan19's pronunciation of Nathanos. But it was unfortunate that she's like, "Goodbye, Nathanos," and he's like, "Goodbye, my love." And then she looked at him like,
Yeah,
okay, that's new.
I thought that too. I was like, is this the first time that he actually said that? Because like I feel like it's just very heavily implied that they had some sexy thing going on.
Natty, Nathan, baby, it's a showmance. I don't actually feel anything for you.
So, that loyalist cutscene, she basically just said, yo, N'Zoth's coming and he's gonna kill everybody, right? Like, I have an Azara deal and people are gonna die, and what, she was gonna kill N'Zoth too, right? Is that it?
No, she said that the heroes of the Horde and the Alliance would kill N'Zoth, but then everyone would die before death, or whoever she's working for.
So we sort of talked about the fact that she referred to him as death with a capital D. Do we know of any sort of being that she would be talking about? Or do we, to the best of our ability, just know this as death right now?
So I don't know if there has been much previously established Shadowlands lore, but I assume she's referring to some great being that lives there that she's made a deal with.
Wait, what's a direct quote she says?
She said that he too, being N'Zoth, will kneel before death.
Oh, and it was capital. Got it.
Yeah, and if she just said it, it would not have had as much of an impact. But when she talked, it was distinctly capitalized.
You know, it's possible that the other 3 old gods are kicking around still. Yogg-Saron is the god. He's a self-proclaimed god of death. It could be maybe Sylvanas isn't working with N'Zoth at all, and it's working with Yogg-Saron to kill Ashara. It's a little crazy and out there, but I mean, I feel like we're getting like a Lich Queen-esque thing coming up soon.
I mean, she's also made deals with Helya, so she's probably tied in too.
I think if she became the Lich Queen, air quotes, that would be amazing, considering her whole arc for like 3 expansions was like, I will do anything to kill the Lich King. And then once she had achieved that, she didn't realize the follies and like how easy it was to become a megalomaniac. And I think it would really be great if it came full circle, and not to have her like actually sit on the frozen throne, but to be like that level of baddie.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Like, I think I would love that progression for her, but I feel like a lot of Sylvanas stans would be like, no, like, I don't like that. Because that is such a, that's such a bad way for her to go out. You know what I mean? Like, her arc would just be so tragic.
Ooh, and let me tell you, those Sylvanas stans, they are crazy. Like, they lost their shit just at the thought of Kalia Menethil even existing as an undead being, because they're like, oh my god, she's gonna lead the Forsaken. She's not Forsaken. I would never follow her.
Can we please, from now on, refer to Kalia Menethil as Alabaster Kalia? Or Alabaster Menethil?
Alabaster Mountethil.
Someone said that her skin texture looked just like the alabaster mounts from the anniversary gift thing. So that's her new name now. That's it. I want to know so bad what's happening. And we have how many days until BlizzCon?
Wait, let me
Like
actually pull up
30,
my
right?
countdown, which I have saved here.
Of course, and please announce it in your best Helga Pataki.
We have 31 days, 14 hours, 18 minutes, 37 seconds till BlizzCon.
At time of recording.
Whew, it's so like
yeah, so
basically
knock
1
off
month.
like 3 or 4 of those days from when you're hearing it, listener. So when Sylvanas was cutting her promo, she was joined by a certain undead that caught the internet by storm. That undead earned its own nickname. However, that nickname has caused a schism in the Blizzard forums. Welcome to this week's edition of Heroes Call Board.
Heroes Scoreboard!
Deer Burgers, a level 24 High Mountain Tauren warrior, ran to the boards and screamed, "Stop referring to the NPC as Banner Bay."
Who started this Banner Bay thing?
I don't know, but so many people were talking about it, and it is the most divided, I will say, most divided I've ever seen the Blizzard forums. Like, 80% of them hate BFA. 70% of them love Classic. This is one of the only 50-50 splits I've seen, and each side is very impassioned.
Wait, so what's the other side? What's the non-Banner Bay side?
Well, it's just Banner Bay is cool. We should stan it. I actually don't know if it's a girl or a guy. And Banner Bay is a good name. And then the other one is stop getting your cringy shit on my Blizzard, which, as you can tell, Deer Burgers is a part of.
Oh, Deer Burgers, no.
He says, Banner Bay is just cringy. The fact that people have shortened Babe to now Bay is awful. It's like if someone named Seth had his name shortened to Seth. This type of cringe does not belong in a civilized society. Thoughts? Side note, Banner Babe would have been totally fine.
Oh my god. Some people choose to get worked up over the like most nuanced things.
So he's just mad about Bay? Not even, that's it?
Yeah,
Just the Bay?
I think, yeah, honestly, he's upset about the suffix Bay.
Fine, I guess for him, I guess we should just rename her, huh? What do you guys think? How about Flag?
You know what? Her name should be Seth.
No,
Her name
no,
should
no, no,
be
no, no.
Seth,
I think her name.
that's-
No.
I think her name
No,
should
no,
be
no.
Seth.
Seh.
Her new name is Seth.
Perfect.
Tink tink.
Well, you heard it here, Deer Burgers. Banner Bay's new nomination is Seth.
Seh.
And Seth says, "Tink tink."
That bitch tink a new generation into Ogremar. I can't believe it. She's a hero.
Now, do you think Seth is going to take on as big of a cult following as Zappy Boy? Will Seth get her canonical name and characterization in 9.0?
She will now that we're gonna be the official biggest Seh stands, despite not being Horde.
Thrall, what do you think? Lorthamar, what do you think? Seth? Tink tink. No wiser words have ever been tinked.
Seh for War Chief, that's what I say.
Seth cheats.
Speaking of Seh, I think we can move into our sexiest NPC of the week.
Ooh, look at you go.
Ooh, I was really worried. I was like, I don't have enough Seth material. We just gave her a name.
This week's sexiest NPC of the week isn't just one NPC, it's two. It's two. They're the yin and yang of sexiness and rotundness.
Oh my god. Winner. 2 chicken dinners.
All right, Rue, calm down.
Tell me.
They both got 2 round behinds, and this week's sexiest NPCs of the week is Barry the Beekeeper and the Honeyback Hive Mother.
You know, when I saw the two of them dancing with each other, I knew these two hotties had to be co-sexiest NPCs of the week.
They're a
What's
match made in
better
heaven.
than one big round furry behind? Two of them.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, I'm just sad that I only personally got stung by the hive mother.
You wish Barry the Beekeeper could sting you?
Hmm.
My favorite part about meeting with Barry and the Queen is that you get all sticky after.
Pour some honey on you.
Because you collect
Gonna
a lot
lick
of honey.
it up. Pour some honey on you. That's the lyrics. Pour some sugar on. But sexified.
I see that. You know, like, I wish that I could be covered in honey in the middle of these two sexiest NPCs.
Ooh, so sticky.
Yeah, I'm just really trying to grind out that
Ooh.
rep, if you know what I mean.
Ooh, girl,
chicka
I know
wah
what you
wah.
mean.
Ugh.
I'm just trying to get some of that Thor ass.
Gross. I mean, yum.
Ooh.
Fuzzy behind stingers. I think that's it, guys. I think we got all the jokes we could. That was it. Good job, everybody.
We did it, everyone. Congratulations. I even lost connection to the group for a second, so we probably made the same jokes concurrently.
Wow, look at us go. So I will personally drop off these two trophies to you guys while I'm grinding a rep in Storm Song for the next several days.
Ooh.
Now, Hot Goss, these two cuties are irresistible. Do you think they're getting with each other?
You know, I wish they were, but unfortunately, Barry the Beekeeper hangs out outside the cave, and the Honeyback Hive Mother stays inside the cave. So it seems like things have gotten a little rocky in their relationship lately.
We need to get them back together. They're my OTP.
Which is sad because he's the only one that truly understands her.
True love is so hard.
Why am I crying at the club right now? Barry and the Bee.
Barry!
Barry!
Barry,
Barry!
Barry.
Honeyback Hive Mother!
Well, now that we've named our sexiest NPCs of the week, we can head on into our top toot, bottom boot, or medium oots of the week. Slide, what do you got this week?
Hey, it's me, Slide, in chains. I have a top 2 to the week this week. I have my second rank 4 essence coming my way, bitches.
Which one is
girl,
it?
Which one is it?
It's the World Vein Essence, the one I use the most on my minor trade, at
Nice.
least. This means I'm going to be pooping out beautiful looking shards of azurite instead of mediocre looking shards of azurite.
In chains.
In chains.
In chains.
I love the animation for it. It's just like it just like literally pops out of your ass. Like it comes out of nowhere. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm standing near this one, I guess. So I haven't seen what rank 4 looks like yet. So I'll find out in approximately an hour and a half when my mission completes. Because fun fact, you have to get it randomly from running your islands, and it gives you a mission table quest for like 4 days. And I managed to knock it down to 1 day.
Oh, nice.
So I'll report back next week on how pretty this little shit looks. What about you, Aaron? What's your top toot, bottom boot, or medium boot of the week?
My top toot of the week is, due to past year's diligence, I had enough Brewfest coins to not only complete all of the holiday, making or giving me the dedication to also try and pursue the Jake. Oh, hey, what's up? Usually I interrupt with the Jake impression, but I'm interrupting myself. Tubular,
You're gonna
dude.
pursue it?
I think I am, because unbeknownst to me, I was like, all I want is the Brewfest title. And then I did all the Achievos and realized that I had like that one completed. So I was like, might as well keep going.
There's just
Now
something.
that I have like a stable job and can play.
There's just something about Brewfest that brings our desire for Jake out, I guess.
But my true top toot is that I got my dress, I poured it to Dalaran, I started drinking, I danced, I got the achievement, and all of a sudden 3 people came out of nowhere and started clapping for me.
Like
And I'm
random
like,
player
"Thank-"
characters?
Random players. And I was like, thank you. And they're like, a lot of people have been porting in, and we see them with their outfits, and like they start drinking, so we know they're about to do it. So we just clap for them to make them feel good. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
That's the real shit.
That's that real tooty shit. So, Immune, what's your toot?
Well, my top toot of the week is also Brewfest related, and I would say it is getting the Brewfest Hearthstone that I decided upon, and realizing that I have enough time to also get the Tabard, because I don't need to choose if I continue to grind this out for the next week.
Nice.
And I have actually come around on the Brewfest Hearthstone. I actually kind of like it now, so top toot.
What do you use as your main Hearthstone right now?
Well, I think it's the only Hearthstone like I have, so it's that one now.
What you have the Great Father one, didn't you?
Oh, you're right, I do, and I forget what that one looks like, so maybe I need to check that one out.
Friendship ended with Brewfest Hearthstone. Great Father is my best friend again.
I mean, like, how good of a friend could he be if I don't even remember him?
So true. Before we close the show here, I have a PSA. Blue Phoenix, aka @LowBlueFlame. If you're out there still listening to us, you won our Twitter contest back in June for one of the Pride pins. It's been about 3 months now, 4 months. So I guess respond in this next week, or I guess we're putting that pin back into the pool, and we're gonna pull from from the list of submissions we have. I feel like we shouldn't take new submissions, right? We should just use the old ones we have.
No, I feel like it's most fair to just use our old ones.
So I guess keep your eyes peeled for that. If you submitted a thing back in June, you might get a pin still. We have one just sitting here doing nothing.
Because we've been...
I'm super excited for Blue Flame or whatever to be like, I just got done with my 4 months of military training.
Oh, man.
Can't wait to check on my pin. What?
Now that you've said it, it's going to fucking happen. Ooh, also, keep your eyes peeled ahead of BlizzCon. We're going to be doing some BlizzCon giveaways once we have news on virtual ticket stuff. So that's something to look forward to.
Ooh.
But all right, if you guys have any questions, emails, complaints, if you're Blue Flame and you want to claim your Pride pin, please email us at donotrelenttpod@gmail.com or tweet at us at donotrelenttpod on Twitter. What about you guys? We're going to find you on the internet.
You can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at NewEraAlex, or if you are a fan of the Instagram, you can follow the podcast on Instagram at Do Not Relent.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at The Bigacheesy on Twitter, and you can find my musings on the official Do Not Relent live journal at donotrelent.livejournal.com.
I love how that goof became a reality.
Yep, did you see the new one that was put out today?
I actually did just read it this morning, and
I
and I was thinking about personally sending you one to post on my behalf.
Please do.
I'm reading it now. This is great. Everyone, check this live journal. How does live journal work? I'm leaving a comment.
I don't even know. I log into it and I'm like, all right. And then it's like, you can scoogle it, scrooble it, or smooble it. And I'm like, ugh. And then I log out and leave for a week.
Why did you disable anonymous comments in this journal?
I didn't willingly do that, but here I go enabling them.
I want to leave anonymous comments pretending to be fans, and it's just me.
Well, thanks for that ego boost.
Don't worry, I'll tell you whenever I comment.
Speaking of ego boosts, you can also rate us on iTunes, please.
Do we even have any of those? I need to check that. I always say I'm gonna check it, but then I never actually check it.
We're about to have ratings. Like,
I gave you a what star, mention me.
from like May.
Oh no. I use Spotify for my podcast. Is that sacrilege? I don't know. Probably. But okay, we're out of here. I gotta pee real bad. So we'll see you guys next week. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.